The two girls now thought, boy, we've got a real bride doll to play with. And they would dress him up in all kinds of clothes and cowboy hats and even dressed him as a girl once. But he loved it, and they got along real well. So about this time was right shortly after the war when I accepted a superintendent's job in a small town, Buffalo Gap, and there was a shortage of housing after the war, so we had to finally found a house about 2 miles out of town. This was a part of a 7-Eleven ranch, they called it. And it was an irrigated area from Beaver Creek, which ran right through that property and through the town of Buffalo Gap. And the town, the buildings was a big barn, and a nice house, and a chicken house, and we had a pretty good flock of chickens. And but we noticed that every day there was a chicken missing. And so we investigated what it was all about, and something was digging under the foundation of the chicken house, getting in there and taking a chicken every day. There was a chicken missing. So we went and got a hold of some chicken wire and put it on the floor so they couldn't get up into the chicken house. Well, that worked for a couple of days. But then the chicken began to disappear again. And we figured, well, the only place they could get by with that was there had to be somebody going through the door of the chicken house. So Luther, Luther Kilness, my wife's brother, was living with us at the time. And he went and got some real fine dirt and put it in front of the chicken house door. So anything that went in there, we would have some prints of them. Well, behold everything. Then the next morning it went through, and there was coon tracks all over that doors. So we had to go out and buy a padlock and put on the latch of the chicken house door. Well, that stopped that, but the coons just changed their diet.
It's too dark.
They got into my cornfield, which we had a garden, an irrigated garden part of the house, and they would take a bite or two out of each ear, and then they'd go on to another one. And they were ruining my sweet corn crop. So we decided we better stop that. So we going to set out there. Luke had a flashlight and I had a shotgun. Camilla wanted to be out there with us.
I was 5.
And she was until she found out that it was mosquitoes were biting like mad out there. So she took off to the house, but it wasn't long she came back with a paper sack on her head.
Mama decorated me. Bathrobe and a paper bag. Go back out there, girl.
She would not be denied. So it wasn't long before we heard a lot of rustling in the cornfield, and Luke with the flashlight and me with a shotgun and Camilla with a paper sack all ran down the row of corn. And then when we came to the end of the cornfield, we couldn't see any coons. But Luke shined a flashlight up in the tree that was nearby, and behold, there was 2 little beady-eyed coons watching us. Well, I shot, we got, turned out that it was a coon and 2 cubs. And we got the 2 little cubs, but the mother coon got away from us. Yeah, it was a great time of our life. Randy, I got him dressed up a lot of times. And one time he came to Buffalo Gap with a World War II gas mask on his face.
Dad was the coach and the ref, and here's my little brother sitting in the stands, 5 years old, with this elephant-like, bug-eyed trunk watching the bogging like an alien.
Now, I didn't think that our basketball team was that bad. Well, our kids kept growing up in a hurry, and they pulled through this grade school and high school, and then all 3 of them ended up going to college, Augustana, where my wife, Cy, and I both graduated. So Christy was the only one that she got married
22.
to a guy by the name of, what was his name?
Oh, what's his
You
name?
remember?
Hey, go over here.
Joe Quinn. And they got married right after graduation, and Christy had joined the Army, and they would help him with the education. So the result was that she had to be stationed somewhere, and they sent you to Fort Carson, Colorado, which is just outside of Colorado Springs. And Christy was the only one that kept our line of blood in the family. She and Joe had a beautiful little gal, and they named her Erica. And was she a nice little gal? And my wife sometimes went out to Colorado to help with the work, and she says, I didn't dare take her outside. She kept running away, and I couldn't catch her. Then after that, Christy came on and bore a son by the name of
Brandon.
Brandon. Brandon was a cute little guy. He was really I remember one time we came out to Colorado, and there was a kind of a steep hill we had to go up, and we weren't even up that hill yet when Brandon came running down there, and it was kind of a icy weather, and he slipped and fell and slid down there, and he never cried once. I couldn't believe that. His knees were skinned up, but he was not going to cry. That was great. Now, Erica married a guy by the name of Tony
Or Anthony.
Meyer. And lo and behold, they had a son, and they called him Luke. There's that's Luke right there in that chair.
He's Darth Vader.
And Luke is the only next generation that we have so far. And we're going to hope that we'll have more. But Luke is the head of his class in school, and he's the king, home run king of his baseball team. Luke, I'm going to salute you. And may you have many more friends. And my prayers are that God will continue to bless our family, and that our family will magnify our Heavenly Father. And may the results be a extended family in the same good, same situation where we will eventually have more children. We're counting on a couple of people. Brandon married his high school sweetheart, and her name is Heather, and she is a wonderful little gal. And we enjoy the family a great deal. And I want to thank you again for all coming to this occasion.
Yay! Thank you, Koke.